Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday edition of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif. And before we begin, I want to greet our global family and remind us that we are one family. On Wednesdays, we talk about reconnecting the family in various ways, not just our blood local family, but also those people that we are connected to by faith, by proximity in our community, by common interests, by culture, language, and history. We are all connected, and yet there are things that cause us to fall apart. There are transgressions that we commit against one another. Well, for many across America, this is the Christmas season, and people are remembering the teachings of the one we know as Jesus, the Christ, the anointed, the enlightened. And yet, at the same time, there are people of other faiths that are recognizing their teachings as well and striving to exemplify that which brings our human family to a state of oneness, unity, love. We are constantly striving to keep a balance and to ensure that all of our needs are met so that no one may feel neglected. But there are times when those who may feel neglected or deprived will commit transgressions against someone else, whether it's an act of violence or an act of robbery or simply an act of disrespect. Now, we have institutions in our community that put away such people who are not acting according to the highest good. And those institutions, prisons, unfortunately, not only do they not serve to repair the damaged souls that have hurt others, they have become a business. And as a result, we have a society that is profiting from the pain of others. And the only way to repair that pain is with the spiritual healing of love. Well, during this season, where we are acknowledging a master teacher of the principle of love, forgiveness, kindness, generosity, and respect, we also have here in Chicago a major convention, a gathering of the Islamic community to address issues that are pertinent to the restoration of those who have been harmed emotionally by a society that often dismisses them as unimportant. Being a Muslim is a challenge in a culture that fears that which may not be understood. And yet, this is a powerful tool of restoration for many. Here in Chicago, the Muslim American Society and the Islamic Circle of North America, MAS-ICNA, are hosting a national convention here at McCormick Place. And that convention is attracting people from around the world. And as a result, people are coming during this Christmas season to address how the religion of Islam is able to repair the damaged souls, minds, hearts, and spirits, and the challenges of raising a family dedicated to a culture of peace when so many are misinterpreting Islam as being anti-Christian. And yet, in reality, spiritually, we are one. Well, today our guest is one who's often sought as a presenter, as an organizer, as one who reaches out with the healing balm of Islam for those who have been hurt and damaged, particularly in our prison industry. And he's coming to us today to explain how his ministry has helped so many to see the light. Minister Lionel Muhammad is our guest as we talk about the power of Islam in healing our broken families. We'll be right back after this brief greeting of our global family, reminding us from all the world, all around the world, that we truly are one. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network. Call 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, That is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
We are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global broadcast as we broadcast around the world and reach out to those who are desiring to see a better world, where there are those who are making the world better and are certainly making a difference in the world. So we appreciate those who have made it a commitment to reach out to those who are struggling, those who have been hurt, those who have been damaged, those who are perhaps hurting and damaging others. Well, Minister Lionel Muhammad is one such committed individual who is using the power of Islam, a teaching of peace, to restore the broken and empower them to become not only productive citizens, but exemplary citizens. How is this teaching able to transform lives? Well, let's bring him on now and welcome him to our show, Brother Lionel Muhammad. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Female Solution Global broadcast. And I think your microphone might be muted, and also I'm going to give you a moment to make sure that is on, and also to adjust your lighting so that the light is not behind you, because it's creating a silhouette. So one of the things that we look at as we strive to transform our society is to see what it is individuals are struggling with. Too often we blame people that we have hurt as if it's their fault that we have hurt them. And the fact of the matter is, we have prisons in society because the society has created the hurt that caused the people to hurt people. If we had a society that was more compassionate, people would not feel deprived. And if we had a society that was not so harsh and punitive and judgmental, and instead more loving and forgiving, we would not have people that are so angry that they hurt others. It's a day-to-day challenge to encounter people in public and not fear them, because so many are walking around with anger. This is a season of joy. And often people are greeting people. They're kind to strangers. They're remembering our unhoused community with the important things they need. There are those who are providing charitable operations with clothing, food, blankets, and they're particularly remembering it during this season. But this season of humanity needs to be year-round, and it needs to be a part of who we are. It needs to also be a part of what we teach our children. And this is the challenge that many have who have chosen a ministry where they must often reparent those who received bad parenting from broken people and are therefore carrying with them the pain and hurt that they received. How do we repair the damage? How do we repair that which has been misshapen inside the human spirit? Well, we're going to take another quick break and we'll be right back with our guest, Minister Lionel Muhammad, as we take a look at some of the work that is done by those who are sensitive to the needs of our human family and are making an effort to make a difference. Can we heal the hurt year-round as part of the way we live every day? We'll be right back. Stay with us.
In which we're doing this documentary for Douglas Robinson, your death will not be in vain.
He was a heck of a great dude.
And I love Doug. Doug loved me.
Just being around him, he had a good spirit. He was a healing person.
They are there.
Get SROs back.
When you give to the poor,
should not be forced out of their neighborhoods when it goes through a period of transformation.
Because there are too many people who are losing their homes to taxes because they can't pay a $1,000 tax bill.
And we are back. You're watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV. Global broadcast. We now, of course, are recognizing that those who are making a difference are changing lives, and we give a platform to those who are making a difference. And we certainly appreciate our Monday Morning Mindfulness host, Zelda, who is out in the trenches, touching the lives of the unhoused every day, because so many are needing help. And we want to welcome to our show this morning one who has been in the trenches for decades, serving those who are in pain, but can be healed with a loving, helping hand. Thank you so much, Minister Lionel Muhammad, for all of you do. And welcome to the Female Solution Global Broadcast. Oh dear, we still are not hearing you. Your microphone is still not. Yes, so we still cannot hear you. We're going to have to figure out how to make that work. Yes. Well, while you're working on that, we're going to. Yes, I'm sorry. Your microphone is still not. We're still not hearing you, unfortunately. And well, while we work on that, we're going to take a look at the upcoming convention. One of the things, as we look at what's happening around the world, people are responding in fear because they are not understanding their neighbors of a different faith. And we are challenged to learn how to get along. So this upcoming convention gives us an opportunity to learn how those across the world are coping and addressing some of those issues. It's challenging when you are misunderstood by the society in which you live because of your faith. And yet all faiths point in one direction, and that is the direction of the creative energy of the universe we call God. And so none of us needs to fear. None of us needs to worry that we are in danger because someone else is following a different faith. So as we look at those from around the world who are adhering to the fastest growing religion in the world, we look at people who are making cultural changes, cultural decisions, cultural ways of life, whether it's dietary changes, dress style changes, habit changes in terms of forms of entertainment that may not include common intoxicants such as alcohol or wine. People who are choosing a different way of living because the belief and understanding is that we must always be in our right mind so that we don't transgress against another. And if we indulge in something that takes us out of our right mind, then we are more likely to misbehave. So not taking in substances that alter your state of consciousness is a major teaching of the religion of Islam, which may in fact be contrary to some family gatherings, some practices during holidays. And so there are challenges in interacting with family when one no longer drinks because of one's faith. And yet this decision is often made because it's understood that if you are not responsible for your behavior because your brain chemistry has been altered, then you more likely will hurt someone. And there are other dietary restrictions or guidances. I wouldn't say restrictions, they're more like decisions based on understanding of how digesting, eating certain things affect your body chemistry as well. And yet these things may be commonly enjoyed by other family members of other faiths. The eating of pig flesh, pork, is something that those who follow Islam do not do. So if you've got a family gathering and, someone brings out the roasted ham and you don't imbibe, it could be uncomfortable. But there are physical health reasons why this is advised. So there are little cultural things. But above and beyond that, there is a guidance as to the interaction between women and men, which must always denote a level of respect, non-vulgar behavior, respect for the act of intimacy in a way that does not denigrate women, respect for children, and the guidelines of not acting in a way that would damage their sensitivities or introduce them to things that are inappropriate. So this convention, the MAS-ICNA, which is Muslim American Society and Islamic Circle of North America, to be held at the McCormick Place this weekend, will address a number of topics regarding the family, the community, even the state of our political affairs and the intensity of the violence that many are experiencing around the world because of misinformation, misunderstanding, mistrust, and a general lack of expression of what it means to be a global family living in peace. So this convention held in Chicago in the midst of the Christmas season gives many an opportunity to learn more about that which they have often seen misrepresented. And this is also an opportunity for those who are participating in the faith of Islam to network with those who have also made a commitment to a life of peace. How do we restore peace? How do we live in peace? How do we accept the differences, which are very minor? But how do we accept the different understandings of the expression of the divine without being mean-spirited or insensitive or cruel? How do we live as one global family with many different beliefs and cultures and nationalities? This, of course, is a global family of faith and people from many nations who are now living in Chicago, and some are coming from across the country, from other cities, are gathering to address this issue of the oneness of the human family and how we can make that a reality. We're going to take another quick break and come right back with our guest today, Minister Lionel Muhammad, and his work in the prison ministry, and how, using the faith of Islam, he's been able to restore the spiritual health of those who have been hurt and need restoration. We'll be right back after this quick break, and we invite you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be right back, and we invite you to call in 727-731-5192 because we want to hear from you, and we'll put that number on the screen as we come back. 727-731-5192. That's the on-air radio network line, and we will be right back with more on the Female Solution global broadcast. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
Welcome to Master Force with Mushim Suit. Join us each week on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Central, live on Facebook and YouTube on the Female Solution page, as we dive into powerful topics designed to assist you in mastering your life force. Our conversations feature a diverse lineup of experts, all dedicated to your growth. Tune in weekly to discover new ways to elevate your spirit and raise your vibration. And remember, we are ascending.
What's up, guys? It's Osada, the host of the Gathering of the Griots podcast, part of the Female Solution. Want you to join us every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And guess what we do? We interview authors of the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. The books, the experiences, the lifestyles, all of it with fervor. So be there right on the Soulful Chicago Book Fair YouTube page or on the Female Solution Facebook page. We look forward to having you and all our literary essence. Peace.
And we are back. You are watching the Female Solution global broadcast. I'm Naima Latif, and our guest today, Minister Lionel Muhammad, is one that you should know if you have not yet met. And let's see if we can hear your illustrious voice now.
Can you hear me?
Ah, hallelujah. Yes, we can. Yes. Well, we are so grateful. Yes. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. And thank your listening audience for allowing me this opportunity to come and just share what Islam has not only done for me, but has allowed me to service those that are incarcerated and those that are formerly incarcerated, coming out of the prison system. A lot of times people think that the work that I do is just in Illinois, but because Allah has blessed me, I travel the country teaching that which has been given to me by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I'm in prisons. Literally, I'm in another state right now. I'm actually in Ohio. So it's always an honor to do this work, because too many people say that they believe in God, yet they do very little work to demonstrate the characteristics of God in their personal lives. Islam saved my life. And as it has saved my life, God has allowed me to use what he has given me through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to save the lives of other people. So that's what I do. That's my work.
That is powerful.
That's my job. You know, you say, well, I'm on Allah's payroll. So,
so tell us a bit about, first of all, your background in terms of your growing up as a young man. What impacted you that made you decide to get into this work of going into the prisons and rehabilitating those that you have seen that are broken? And how do you
well
perform them with your teaching?
I thank Allah, I became a victim. I spent 24 years of my life in prison for a crime that I didn't commit. I didn't live a life where I was into what they call crime, but I wasn't an angel either. So I came out of the streets of America. Once in prison for a crime that I didn't commit, there was a brother who is no longer with us, whose name is Al Saladin, who introduced me to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as a young man. Before I came to prison, he was always talking about Islam. And once I went to prison, he wrote me a letter. And in that letter, he sent me material that I read and studied. And as I was reading and studying what he had given me, it didn't take a lot to change my life. So I started to evaluate myself, study myself, understand the God that was within myself. And after I was studying, a brother his name is, I'm trying to think of his name. His name is Brother Calvin. Last name is Blackstone. He gave me a cassette tape. This was years. When I say years ago, this was many, many, many years ago. Almost 45 some years ago. He gave me a cassette tape by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And when I listened to the tape, it changed my life. I mean, instantly. It didn't, sometimes it takes people a long time, but it changed my life instantly. And as it changed my life, I thought about how it has affected me. So I wanted to share the effects of what was happening in my life with other people. So while I was in prison, my work started. My work started in prison in my life with other people 40 some years ago. And I would write, study, write, study. But I was also studying the area, the surroundings. And as I had an opportunity, the first book that I read that was given to me by my father was Message to the Black Man. And when I read that book, not only did it change my thinking, but it allowed me to say to myself, this is a life that I never want to live again. And Islam not only removed fear, but it brought a sense of peace, and it brought a sense of freedom under the worst circumstances. You know, we talk about freedom and you want to get out of jail, but my desire was I wanted to get out of the thinking that had me in there in the first place, even though I was in there for a crime that I didn't commit. But my thinking was, I still had a slave thinking. I had a street thinking that would have continued to keep me in jail, and if I'd have got out, would have brought me right back. So when that thinking changed, it changed my whole life. It caused me to be a different kind of person. And while everybody else was fighting to get out of prison physically, I was fighting to get out of the mental prison that had enslaved me for so long. Not only me, but my family. And it was just, for me, it was a blessing, because I started listening and studying the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I started studying the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And then I started studying Islam. And what really affected my life was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, don't take what I'm saying and believe it just because I'm saying it. He say, study it. And if you find what I'm telling you or studying, if you find it to be the truth, he said, hold to the truth that you study. But you cannot say that what I've told you was a lie. I will stake my life on it. And when you're studying, you're looking for something to prove somebody wrong. You're not looking, you're not looking for it to get something good out of it. You're looking for, man, I got to prove him wrong because this is not what I'm taught. And then see, I was raised in the church. I became an ordained minister at the age of 16 years old.
Wow.
Yes, under Reverend Clay Evans.
Wow. And yes. That's quite well-known, Pastor. And, a lot of times people, they are raised in, because this is a predominantly Christian culture society in America. And yet, when introduced to the teachings of Islam, they make a decision to change their belief system and way of life. And sometimes it alarms family members because they don't understand, like, how can you leave this? And yet something else is revealed to you that changes your perception of yourself, and you realize that you can no longer follow that which you used to believe.
Yes.
So how did your family respond based on, you're talking about 16 years old and under this, very well-known, powerful preacher, and then you convert to Islam? They're like, how'd that happen? What happened? So how did they respond, and how did you make them understand?
Well, my father and my father's brother. See, I didn't learn until years later and understood my father's brother, who was a member of the Nation of Islam. under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All of my cousins, they were raised as Muslims. See, I didn't learn this till years later and really understood it. My mother, she never spoke against it. My father always embraced it because his brother was in the nation. So I didn't have much opposition from my family, but my sister, who was into that street life, when she listened and talked to her brother, it had an effect on her just the same. She was like, man, it's something different about my brother. And I don't know what it is, that being a Muslim, if that's it, or it's just the fact that he's been studying and he's been reading and he's been in school and he's being educated. So I didn't get really a lot of opposition from my family. My auntie, who was, to the day that she departed, may Allah be pleased with her, was a devout Christian. But the thing that she loved that I always had was that she loved the way that I could take that Bible and break it down and give her a better understanding of something that you've been reading all the time. Yes, and that was my mother's oldest sister, because my mother had two sisters. Well, it was her and two other sisters, and then my uncle. When I would call from the prison, she would be like, she said, I just need to talk to my nephew.
Wow.
My only nephew.
Wow.
Because he know that book. He know that book. And the amazing thing was that I didn't get a lot of opposition from my family.
Because people saw the transformation in you and they saw that you were a better person, and they welcomed that. Well, we're going to talk about that. Some of the things that change in you when you make a spiritual transformation. We're going to take one last quick break and we'll be right back. And we invite you to call in and comment or write your comments on the screen. We'll make sure we share them with our viewing audience. And we will be right back after this quick break. So we want you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back right after this message. So stay with us.
Leaders of nonprofits empowering worlds. Let's go.
But the vision that God gave me, I felt that it was time for me to step out and work on the vision that God gave me.
We need look no further. We have a unique voice. We have a unique talent pool.
Hey family, this is Charles Humphrey of MCH Publishing, and I'm here with Ashada, and we at the Soulful Chicago Book what?
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, slamming.
We getting down in Hyde Park. Just run it down, my sister. Just tell us, for the people, a little bit about what we're doing here today and why.
You know, this is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, and this month is very important. I feel like we don't give it the type of recognition that it needs. But beyond that, I do all things literary, and we have so many ancestors that have taken a tradition of writing and done great things. Well, we have those of us that are carrying on that tradition, and nobody knows about them until now. So the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair is allowing us to tell our stories according to ourselves for our own benefit. And it's just beautiful. I mean, she could have been here today if you wasn't here, but if you were, it's been amazing. people came in consistently, children, and we have children's authors, we have nonfiction authors, we have fiction authors. This is really good. And it's about taking our own power in our own hands and doing what we do on the literary tip, though.
Right.
I got to work, but I can't help it. Everything going to school. Now I just about bring my African shit like this. Bring it the African shit.
And we are back. Yes. And of course, you got to make sure you attend the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, February 15th and 2026. Our dear sister Asada, our Tuesday morning host of Gathering of the Griots, will be featuring authors from across the nation and even overseas. Some of them come to the U.S. for these events. And so knowledge is power. And as we are hearing today, knowledge can transform your life. Our guest is Brother Minister Lionel Muhammad, whose work in the prison ministry has transformed lives. So this is, I'm sure, awakening curiosity in a lot of people. Like, well, exactly what is it y'all be teaching that change people? I'm sure that is a question. But what are some of the things that change inside of you that makes you respect yourself enough to not do things that denigrate yourself, even those things are popularly accepted, such as getting a bit drunk or, cursing out people and all these kinds of things? What is it inside of you that changes that, and how does your behavior change in a way that affects others?
Well, one of the things that changes is that you begin to understand the power of truth. See, truth changes you. Truth frees you from a slave mentality that has enslaved you and has caused you to act contrary to the nature that you were created in. So once I heard the truth and I examined the truth appeals to my nature. It's not something that's magical. You've been lied to so long by so many people that when you hear the truth, it responds to the natural human being that you already are. So when I started to study, what awoke in the spirit of Almighty God, Allah, within me is the fact that I heard truth. It wasn't nothing magical. I had never heard the truth before. I've been lied to so long by so many people, from my parents all the way up to the pastors and teachers, the judges, the prosecutors. Everybody was lying to me for years. And my mother and father, they didn't lie intentionally. They could only teach me what they knew.
You can only teach what you know.
They could only, they the ones told me about Santa Claus and reindeers and bunny rabbits and things like this. But when I started to read the truth changes you. It started making you think differently because you've been lied to. When I say lied to, I'm talking about everything that you've been taught was a lie.
And I think, and I know our listeners and viewers are curious as to what it is that we refer to. One of the things I want to say, and we talk about this often, when you believe yourself to be lesser than you are, when you are taught a philosophy that you're born evil, born in sin, and God is mad at you, and all of these kind of things, it denigrates something in you. But as you say, when you learn that you are an expression of God, you are born as an expression of God, the highest, the energy of creation is in you. It's what you are. Your soul hears that and recognizes it. As you say, when you hear truth, it changes you. And you know that that's who you are, then you cannot do things that denigrate you or things that cause you to harm others, because you know the greatness within you. And so that has a transformative impact on somebody. It has a power, especially for those who, because they've thought so little of themselves, they commit crimes. They do degrading things because they believe that they are worthless. They're filthy rags and all of these things, these denigrating things that religions often teach. And to be taught that God is mad at you, God don't like you, you're a sinner, you're born dirty and sinful, and all of these things, it damages the soul. And I'm not picking on anybody of the Christian faith, because the one we know is Jesus did not teach this.
Right.
He taught truth. And this is why you can break down the Bible in a way that your aunt did not hear from others, because you understand the real truth of what the teachings are and not the misinterpretations. So,
and the beauty of it is, like you said, sister, see, when you've been lied to so much, as a young Black man, I'm not taught that my Blackness is good. I'm taught that my Blackness is a curse. I'm taught that my Blackness is degrading.
Yes. So how are you going to feel good about yourself believing that kind of a teaching? So all of that has to be erased in order to free your soul. We've got some comments here from our viewers, and our sister Zelda from Higher Learning TV Show says, truths revealed in life make you question everything you believe because it's manufactured reality. Thanks for sharing this truth. We appreciate that. And then our sister Viana of Soul Purpose Healing says, yes, that's why I stopped celebrating Christmas with my kids, because I learned the truth. Now I realize there's a spiritual element to everything. So I teach a different, higher truth. Yes. And Zelda again says, power comes from recognizing truth when you hear it, then moving forward from that perspective. Ashe. Yes.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's my transformation. Power is understanding truth. The first thing that I read that really awoke in me was reading Message to the Black Man. And in the first chapter, after reading the history of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in the first chapter, it talks about who is that mystery God.
And I think that that's one of the things that frees people in understanding that we are all able to connect directly with God. And God is not a mystery when you really, as you say, know the truth. Now, unfortunately, we're out of time and we've got to go, but I want people to be able to connect with you directly and probably bring you to speak to some of their youth groups. Of course, you do presentations too.
Yes, I do. I do speaking engagement. I'm a motivational speaker. I've traveled the country. People can reach me at Transforming Reentry, 10 West 35th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. That's once again is Transforming Reentry Service, men and women in prison ministry.
Okay, and give us that information again. We're going to see if we can get that on the screen so people can make sure. Now that's Transforming
Reentry Service, men and women in prison ministry, 10 West 35th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. And my phone number to my office is 312-328-9610. That's 312-328-9610. They can call me anytime. My personal cell number is area code 312-221-2588. 312-221-2588. They're welcome to call me at any time. They're welcome to write me. My email address is Lionel, Lionel Muhammad, Muhammad at transforming. That's TRANSFORMING, transforming reentry, REENTRY.org. They can write me there. They can call me. We can share a lot of information together. I work with those men that are incarcerated, and I work with those that are coming home from prison. You don't need an appointment to visit my office. My office, when it opens at 9 a.m. in the morning, you're welcome to come.
All right. We got that information right on the screen here. So take this down and make sure you get in touch with Minister Lionel Muhammad. And we want you to be imbued with the spirit of truth as well, so that you can manifest the love, joy, peace, and harmony that you were meant to manifest as a being that is an expression of the divine.
Yes, yes. May Allah bless you, sister. May Allah bless your listening audience. And I look forward to coming back again and sharing my story, my testimony.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you for having a powerful impact on the world. We thank you. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.